and it let out this blood-curdling, guttural scream.
On the side of the road, he sees a deer carcass and something eating on it, which he thought was a bear. And as the lights hit it, it stood up. And, like, this gives me chills talking about it. He said it stood up and it had the face of a man.
Hello and welcome to Friday Night Bigfoot Live. I'm your host, Bryan Sawyer, coming at you. This is the Bigfoots of America podcast show. Man, good to see you. Good to have you on. I have been busting my butt all day. So we got the new sign up, man. We're debuting the new sign for the podcast studio called the Bigfoot of America podcast show. So excited about that. We've had a professional film sound tech guy out here. He's going to be out here multiple times to help us get more and more professional. So pretty excited about all of this. Today, hey, our guest, I got to say this right. Gina Splettstaszer, I believe is her name. And I was actually just on her show not too long ago, her podcast show, and we'll talk about that when she comes in. And but she is our main guest today, and she is a Bigfoot eyewitness, and then I believe also other multiple paranormal encounters as well. Let's touch base with some things that are going on here. Yes, we're still doing the town hall meeting. We're shooting for September 26th. I'll double check my notes on that, but that's still going to happen this fall, either September or October. We had a venue lined up, but then because of cost, decided to back out. And we're like, this is really not what we need. Kind of a big fancy hotel, and we just decided not to go into that direction. We want something more comfortable, like a VFW hall, just more conducive for everyone that's going to be there, the atmosphere and all of that. So that's still going to happen in 2026. We are still technically filming season 3. Now, more announcements on that, but you can go to Roku now and click on our new platform. It's like a Netflix platform or an Amazon Prime platform where you can go to Roku and you can click on something called Bigfoot TV. And let me pull it up right here. Get this on camera for you. But this will be our app, Bigfoot TV. So we've legalized everything, Bigfoot LLC, all of this, trademark, service mark, all that stuff is taken care of. And we're heading down that road. So you'll be able to click on Bigfoot TV on Roku, and then the first 2 shows that'll show up will be Bigfoots of Michigan, Season 1, Season 2, and then, of course, the Bigfoot of America podcast show. Well, if you're out there and you know me, you're friend, we've got a huge community here, is what I'm saying. And you want your own show on TV, hey, I might be the guy to help you out with that. So stay tuned. Actually, it's been launched on Roku already. So it'll just kind of over the course of this year get bigger and bigger. And then hopefully by the end of the year, will be on Apple TV as well. So that's what we've been doing. It's been kind of a TV pilot series up till now, but now it's an official TV show. So very cool, very cool. And with that said, it's just a big shout out and a big thank you to all of the eyewitnesses that have been involved in this multiple show platform, I guess you'd say. So we can't do it without you, the eyewitnesses. And then, of course, like I've got a couple of guys who are going to be back on here co-hosting with me tonight, talking to Gina, our main guest tonight. And so with that, let me go ahead and bring in a couple of our co-hosts. Let's see who we got here. Always exciting to find out. Hey, good to see you. Good to see you. All right.
Hi,
Let's see
Bryan.
who else we got. I can hear you. I can see and hear you. All right. That's good news. Let's go ahead and add Wayne Ash to the stage. How are you, man?
How's it going?
Going
Congratulations,
good,
by the way,
man.
on the new show.
Why, thank you. It's been a kind of a 3 to 5 year idea project, and now everything's coming to fruition. We're getting everything solidified, and we should really have everything up and running here in a couple more months. So, thank you, Wayne. I'm going to go ahead and bring another co-host in. He was
Hi,
on last
Wayne.
week. Bigfoot Eyewitness John Stewart. How are you, man?
Hey, man. Doing good.
Welcome back. Appreciate you having you
Thank you,
back,
John.
man.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
How's
you.
your week? How's your week been, John? Everything good? Down
It's
there in Florida?
it's been a week, but
I bet.
I survived.
Very cool. For everybody at home, just to recap, you want to go back and see last week's episode with John Stewart because
Yes.
it was the first time I heard of a white Sasquatch with a red face, with red skin. So that was very intriguing. It's one of those things. There are no experts out there. And when you think you're
No.
finally getting a handle on this, a fairy flies in your face or something happens. Some kind of other weird paranormal encounter happens. And with that said, hey, we're going to go ahead and bring our main guest on. I got to make sure I'm saying her last name correctly. Hey, Gina, you there?
What's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So
Awesome.
Gina's awesome. Gina, what's the platform you use for your podcast show?
Right now it's just on YouTube, but
Okay.
I am considering branching out. So
Okay,
Hey,
but
Gina.
what is the I use StreamYard. You use what's the name
I
of it?
use Riverside.
Yeah, Riverside, because I wanted to give props to that because, I sent everybody the link today, but I had to tell them, hey, let's try something. We've been having technical difficulties. And so I think I figured out last week, if I have everybody come in after I press that record button, I don't seem to have any problems. But if I do that and have everybody in the green room before I hit the record button, something weird goes on, and sometimes I have to generate a new link. So with your show, we didn't have any of that kind of problems. And I noticed even everything's clear. Like me, I've got it on 4K setting, and it's still blurry. So it's kind of crazy. So anyways, well, Gina.
I watched you two just last night.
Oh, did
What's
you?
that?
Yep. I watched you two just last night.
Aw, it was such a fun conversation. He
Yeah.
is a fascinating person. So it's so entertaining.
He's a character. We love him.
Fascinating. I better look up the exact definition of fascinating. Oh, man.
Your picture will
High
be there,
energy.
Bryan.
Yeah, high energy. I was naturally a stage actor, and that helps being on stage. But then when you got to get in front of the camera, you got to tone it down by 50%. But Gina, thanks for being here. Let's go ahead and jump
Absolutely.
right into it. Tell everybody at home what the name of your podcast show is, because I've got other eyewitnesses. Brenda, Wayne, John, all three of these can be on your podcast show as well. I am an open arms type of guy. So let's start off with the name of your podcast show and then rewind it to how you got involved in all of this.
All right. Awesome. Well, I just wanted to say first off, thank you so much for having me on. This whole thing is so fancy. I'm just in a closet in my house, just trying to make ends meet. And you have this amazing studio.
My big Beyonce thing.
Yeah. So my podcast is called Ether Flows Healing Podcast. And it's been going for about a little bit over a year. And like I said, I had no idea how to do any of this stuff. I kind of just started Googling how to do a podcast and got a laptop and a mic. And like I said, set up shop in one of my closets, basically, and just started reaching out to people because mainly for me, I live in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan near Marquette, kind of by the crow flies, 10 miles away from Lake Superior, and I've lived up here for about 3 years. And about a year into it, I was out in the woods in March, walking around with my dogs in the snow, and I started seeing these teeny tiny little footprints, like bear footprints, bear human footprints. And like, I didn't even know what to do with that. I didn't take pictures. It's almost like I couldn't process it, you know? I was just like, whatever hippie lady is bringing her toddler out in the woods, like, what the heck is going on? So
No shoes.
Yeah, exactly.
You talking like
And
3 inches, or what are we talking size wise?
I would say like maybe 4-year-old size, so probably about 3 inches. Yeah, I would see 3 or 4 of them, and then nothing for about half a mile, and then I would see 1 or 2 more, and then nothing. And like I said, I was just like that. Okay, that's weird. Whatever, you know. Lots of weird things happen in my life. So, and honestly, I assumed if I was going to see a Bigfoot, it would have big feet. So it wasn't even on my radar at all. But probably about a couple weeks after that, I'm sleeping in my bedroom, and it was probably about 6 a.m, and I hear this insanely loud booming, like someone pounding on my roof, and it was like boom, boom, boom. And then it sounded like somebody, like a person, rolled off. And my whole family was terrified. The dogs were, you know, behind the couch under the bed for the whole next day, which is very uncharacteristic of them. But I went outside because I assumed there was like a windstorm or something. And I saw no trees that would have fallen on the roof. Nothing. There was no wind. It was a still night/morning. And at that time, I had a mentor, and so a little background on me. I'm a healer, like a metaphysician. I work with people one-on-one to try to help them manage their energy and their chakras and all that sort of stuff. So I was working with a mentor at the time, and she, turns out, had a connection with what I call the forest people. And honestly, I thought maybe this was because I had been seeing ships and orbs and stuff since 2019. And so honestly, I thought it was maybe ET related or something. I didn't know, but I was curious. So I reached out to my mentor, and I asked her what she thought it was, because she's extremely psychic. And she got back to me, and she was like, it's the Sasquatch people. They love you, and they want you to love yourself more. and that just like kind of like broke my whole heart open. I was like, oh my gosh, these guys can read me like a book, because I had been going through some trauma and some stuff at the time, and it's like, wow, that's pretty deep. So at that time, I kind of assumed, I don't know, I thought maybe they were like dragons or leprechauns or something. I didn't really have a good understanding of what these beings were. And so I just kind of started talking to the woods as I went, you know, walking around. And after a while, I started seeing bigger footprints in the snow and in the dirt and stuff. I started taking pictures, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe they want to reach out to me. And then started the orbs. I started seeing orbs in the woods. I saw like a football-sized orb in my backyard one time just shoot across the yard, and then 90-degree angle turned down behind my neighbor's garage. And I was like, oh my God, I've never seen an orb that big before in my life. And now I know it was them reaching out to me.
Wow.
But yeah, man, it's been a wild couple of years. Let me see. I would say June of 2024. This was a couple.
Okay.
Everything kind of started in March, and so cut to June. I was out in the woods walking the dogs down this logging road, and I have 3 dogs. It was a super hot day. One of them's a little on the older side, so I turned back to see him. He was kind of dawdling a little bit, and I was going to tell him to hurry up. But at that second, in my mind, I heard very loudly and clearly, stop, look, wait. I was like, okay. And I was looking straight down this road, and So I looked, and then all of a sudden, this like large, I would say 6.5 to 7 foot tall, all black humanoid shape comes out of the woods, walks across the road, and back into the woods. And at that time, like I was in shock. I thought maybe it was a person in a snowmobile suit or something. But I was like, wait a second, it's like 90 degrees out. What is this? What's going on? And
Wow.
yeah, it was super intense. And since then I've had a few more physical sightings, but lots of mind speak, structures, stuff like that. So
Yeah, that's
yeah.
that's amazing. And going back to the orbs, I mean, we were just talking about this on the NCI show, I think last night. We're talking about UFOs and just how they correlate a lot. Do they correlate with Bigfoot? Well, there is that sighting in the Uwharrie Forest. Actually, it's not too far from my mother's house down there in North Carolina. And one eyewitness, what had happened is they set up their tent, a dad, so it was like a dad, his dad, and his son. So like 3 generations. And they'd set up this tent, heard some noise, looked out the tent window and saw 2 Sasquatch heading towards them. But then once the Sasquatch looked at them and saw the tent and everything, they backed off. Well, not too much longer later, an couple of orbs come up. And the grandfather said he stared right into one of the orbs and he could actually see the face of the Sasquatch inside the orb. So, all right, guys, here is our first open panel discussion, because right now we have just blown the whole Gigantopithecus narrative out of the water. All right, let's go around the horn with Brent. Start with Brenda, man. What are your thoughts about that Bigfoot being connected with orbs? Are they actually orbs? Because I know at the location right by me, I call the Garden of Eden, they'll start having the orbs on their game cameras, and then the Sasquatch will show up. Brenda, what are your thoughts on that connection between orbs and Bigfoot?
Well, I think they travel in orbs. The clan that's like 3 miles from me that I was telling you about, this guy, he doesn't want to go public, period. But he did show me videos of orbs that he took near his place, and he got like 2 or 3. They were floating around his property, and they were emitting different colors. They were changing colors.
Wow.
And yeah, he showed me that video, and he's also got a clan of Sasquatch living down there, and they don't come every year, but they come often enough that they're frequent.
Wow.
And so yeah, I think they can travel in them.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Maybe travel in them or shift into them. I mean,
that could be too. Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
that's where I start having trouble.
I wouldn't put anything past them at this point. I've seen too much weird stuff.
Me too.
Hey, let's touch base with everybody online right now. Author George Lunsford is on board right now. He is the author of quite a few books. This one is called Monsters of the World. It's a great reference guide. I know he just came out with, was it Monsters Myth? George, I'm sorry, I'm striking out. But he's on watching us. Scott Brush is watching us. He said, what's going on, man? George asked the question, and this is posed to John Stewart. George says, could the one with the red face, could the face have been stained by the blood of something it was eating? What are your thoughts, John? You're the eyewitness of that encounter.
No, my quick answer would be no. It was an even red all on his face. And it just looked like his skin. It looked like a bad sunburn. And
good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. I wonder, did we talk about this? Like maybe it was an albino Sasquatch and then it got too exposed to the sun and maybe the pink turned red. See, we try to come up. See, what I need to just take it at face value, because it's like George Lunsford talks about, man. There's Sasquatch out there with horns. It's so like we can't get preconceived idea is that every Sasquatch is gonna look like the Patterson-Gimlin film.
Right.
So, so there's the answer to your question, George Lunsford. Dennis Dean says hello, and this is on Facebook right now. Going to YouTube. Let me see if I can see over here. I can actually see this. I've got a big new monitor that's not hooked up yet, but I got this smaller one. Jason Finch says hello, Gina. Nice to meet you. Jason also says hello, John Stewart. Nice to meet you. Deanna Rakestraw, eyewitness from Beaverton and the Gladwin, Michigan area, says hello, everyone. Great sign, love it. Oh, thanks. Thank you so much, Deanna. Yeah, we just got that this past week. So pumped to get it. Been wanting it a long time. Maddie Maker 78 says hello, everyone. Okay, Jason's going to be right back in a minute. Good to have everybody on here. Let me go ahead. Hey, so Jason, John, I got to bring Wayne back in. John, what are your thoughts on Bigfoot and orbs?
Yeah, it's a good question. Like I said, like you said, also, none of us are experts, and who's to say no or yes. But the thing of it is, like I said in the last podcast, I've listened to literally thousands of podcasts and stories that are believable. I've listened to not only that, I've listened to people that actually had that experience out in the woods with a group of people, 4 or 5 people, and they will see orbs before they have a maybe a little bit of a sighting or a sighting. Very, very much so. Very much.
Fantastic. And then, so too, and just to touch on that a little bit, I do believe there's and I think we all agree that there's a multitude of different kinds of Sasquatch, like felines. You got everything from a house cat to a huge tiger. Those variances, I think, are also in the Sasquatch realm. Hey,
Yeah.
Wayne, what are your thoughts on the orbs and the Sasquatch connection?
All right, well, I'm going to take you to that next dimension with pocket dimensions. A little research that I've done. So specific crafts, things like that they've had in the past.
Hey, Brenda, can you hear Wayne? I can't.
Yes,
Oh, you can hear me?
I can.
Everybody?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, sorry.
I'm good.
Go ahead, Wayne.
Okay,
All right, guys,
yeah, I was just going to say.
He's still talking.
Yes.
Can anyone talk? Because I may have lost everyone. And this is, Gina, this is what I'm talking about with the StreamYard platform.
Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh.
Do you have your
Yeah, that's
hotspot
crazy.
on,
Hey,
Derek?
Derek Grimm, how are you?
I'm good.
Can I hear you?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Wow. I have lost everyone.
Derek,
Wayne,
do
could
you
you
have your
try going
hotspot
out
on?
and coming back in, please?
No, I don't. No.
Okay.
Brenda, if you can hear me, you might have to take over. Go around the horn.
Okay.
We'd love to get
I'll finish
Gina
up here
and
like you
Derek's
was
opinion
saying.
on the orbs and the
Yeah, go ahead,
Sasquatch.
Wayne.
Yeah, the whole aspect of pocket dimensions is you could look at something that is small, like the size of a football, basketball. I have videos on my YouTube channel of orbs that I've seen in the past. And, we're talking something that's the size of a bowling ball. And if you take that, apparently on the inside of it, it would be like the size of, a football field. So I definitely believe that there's that aspect. And, I know Sasquatch, Bigfoot, forest people, I definitely believe they have that cloaking ability.
Yes.
And going into the aspect of these orbs, I'm so interested and I want to know so much more. So, I love this aspect that we're talking about it.
Yeah, I'm definitely Team Woo. I mean, like I said, I've seen too much weird stuff to not, it takes a lot to shock me anymore.
That's where I become. I've become that. It's just in the last especially in the last 5 years, I would say. I've seen a lot of strange stuff out in the woods, and I could talk for hours about ghosts. At that park where I seen my white Sasquatch, I've actually seen a lot of ghosts. So, and a lot of strange things happen. So, yeah, I can understand that completely.
So when you say ghost, sorry, we're talking like shadow style beings, or do you actually see like depth character, facial features, things like that?
Full-bodied ghost.
Apparitions?
Wow.
Yes, apparition that I've seen the color. Two of them were very like real, like absolutely look real, like we're looking at each other now. The third one I call the Gray Lady. I've seen her a few times, different places. An hour away from that park, I've seen her. So I think she follows me, but she's all gray. She's no color. But yeah, I seen a young boy at this park. I don't want to say the park, but
You don't have to.
for different reasons. But a red, white, and black jacket with blue jeans, and he was. I walked by him 3 feet away. I went to. It was early in the morning. I'll tell you real quick. Early in the morning, I was the first one there at the park. The park ranger, she let me in. I walked down the trail with my fishing gear, and I walked by this child on a bench. Had his face in his knees, and I'm like, this is not right. There's no parents around. So I went to turn around. I only took like 2 or 3 steps to turn around and say, hey man, are you okay? Do you need anything? Well, as soon as I turned around, it disappeared. He wasn't there. And in front of him was the river. Beside him was woods, and behind on the other side of the trail there was swamp. And if you ran down that way, I mean, it just wouldn't happen. It was within a second, and he disappeared. So, and that was the really thing that really freaked me out. Really freaked me out. Same park I seen the white Sasquatch. So, is there a connection? Who knows?
Yeah, could be.
Are you guys familiar with M.K. Davis?
I'm not.
Okay. No. He's another researcher. He does like extensive research on the Patterson-Gimlin film, and he takes other footage that people donate to him. And he has a few episodes where he studies footage, and it's all, I think most of it's in the South, but of a white Sasquatch that's like running around at some farm. Yeah, it's incredible footage.
Is he the one that
I have seen that.
was doing the studying the movement?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's great. Yeah, he goes really in depth.
Yeah. So. Also, where I seen my white one, there was 3 other sightings. One is documented on the big website, BFRO, I think it is, from a couple driving up 301, going toward Zephyr Hills in Central Florida, and they seen a white one. And I have, she's a part of the group that I'm kind of affiliated with, and she doesn't want to talk about it. I'd love to talk to her about it and compare notes, but she doesn't want to. So, but yeah, there's documented evidence of one, and there's Marie Dumont told me there's 2 others that have seen a white Sasquatch at that general area too. So yeah.
Well, some people are traumatized.
Yes.
Some people are afraid to speak out. Well, I had my first sighting back in, I watched you last week, John.
Thank you.
Was like 2003, 2004, something like that.
2003, January 4th in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah. My first sighting was back then too. And, it takes a while to process and, really come to terms with what you've seen. You know,
Yeah.
you just,
Well, like I said,
I spent a long time second guessing myself, thinking, "Oh, that's not
me,
what I saw. I didn't see that."
me
So,
too. I was back and forth. Did I really see something? No, I tried to blow it
yep.
off and not even think about it. But you know, it's, for some reason I seen that creature. And it took, like I said, if you watch my podcast last week, it was almost 20 years. It was 19 and a half years, almost to the day, that I
Mm-hmm.
first said to anybody else, other than my sister and other than my mother, the following week that I seen it, because that, you know, you get that negativity. And I
Yeah.
didn't want to tell my friends. I didn't want
Get
to lose any
ridiculed.
friends. I didn't want to be committed. But I've seen what I've seen. So yeah, I completely understand that.
So, do you think that these white Sasquatch are elders, or do you think it's just kind of a albinoism thing,
I
just that
think
rarity?
I think it's like people. People have different colored hair.
Okay.
People have different colored skin. I think it's just like that. You know, different body types. I just think it's like that. You know, if they're from here or not, you know, your guess is good as mine. But I think it's just like that. People are different. So, and he had, which is really strange. I still can't get around this. He had that red face, but his hands were dark gray,
Oh, really?
like
Nice.
clay looking, and his chest and stomach was, like I said, it wasn't that hairy, and I could see the muscle definition in his chest and stomach. And it was like massive bodybuilder. So,
Wow,
yeah.
That's
I was.
incredible.
I don't know if you had caught just a couple of weeks ago. I spoke about a juvenile. Well, I'm going to say what I believe to be a female juvenile Sasquatch that I had ran into. Honestly, it was about 30 years ago. And it took me years to try to decipher and figure out what this thing was. But you know, you're talking about the definition and where it was lacking hair and things like this. The chest. I mean, that honestly, that was the main thing that I could, you know, see that it was a female, is because she didn't have any hair in her chest, and she had breasts. You know, there was no hair on her face for the most part. Actually, no, I didn't really see any hair except for just, you know, long hair around. But
Yes.
that
Mine
whole
too,
aspect
also.
of
Yeah.
and you know, I've seen deer, I've seen squirrels that have been, you know, multicolored, some, you know, partial white, things like that. So you talking about, you know, that being something that can happen. I can agree with you on that, and not just being, you know, an elder type, you know, tribal thing.
Yeah. In this case,
Definitely.
I didn't think so. He looked very extremely healthy. It was a male.
Yep.
Definitely was a male. It didn't look old. He had a red face, and a lot. I get that a lot. Was it wrinkled? Did he look old because he was gray? No, he had smooth red face, flat nose, wide mouth. The
Yep.
lips weren't protruding or anything. Didn't have a rigid eyebrow line that was sticking out or anything. Did a conical head? Not so much. I really didn't notice that. But he didn't have any facial hair at all. So,
Yeah, the clan that lives around here is reddish brown color, and the one 3 miles or so away they're dark brown black. Yeah. What color are the ones that you've seen, Gina?
Well, the ones that I've seen in my area, black, but I've been to Wisconsin and I had an incredible experience there where someone walked in front of a glass patio door, probably about 10 feet away from me, and he or she was like a rust color. So, yeah.
Like a
We get
salmon or
like a reddish brown, with
Reddish brown.
yeah, with like 1.5 inch long fur, I want to say.
Let's talk.
Oh, he's back.
He's back.
Are you back, Brian?
Let's talk about mind speak. If you can hear me, Gina's had the mind speak. I've had the mind speak. Multiple people have had the mind speak. Let's elaborate more on that, guys, please.
I have too.
Really?
Absolutely.
When you guys
I'll
get
go ahead.
mind speak from them, what does it sound like to you? Does it sound very kind of very short and to the point, or do you guys get like conversations? What does it sound like to you?
Mine at first, I also know 2 people personally that had it. Mine at first, it was at my house. I mean, I was walking my little dog, and I was always thinking about the white Sasquatch. It would be so great to have a communication with him and to know him, have a relationship. And it would be, but it's just, brainstorming. So I'm walking my dog, and I go, in my mind, I'm thinking, man, I wish I wish I could somehow find his name out. At least I could go out in the woods and say his name. And I did that a couple of times, and something popped in my head. I didn't think much of it. I constantly blow everything off. It's just stupid. Something popped in my head. I don't care. No, but it happened again. So I contacted this lady that I'm very close with. She does meditation, and so she told me, John, and I got the name Bill. That's what I was like trying to blow it off. I was like, whatever. It's a simple name, but you got to think about it. How do we might not even can pronounce their real name, and they give us a name to call it. So so we can talk to it, have a name for it. And that's not the only one. I got Bill, and I have another friend that had a sighting just recently out there, same area. And I'm sitting on the park benches near the bathrooms out there, and I kept hearing Daniel. So in my head, I'm thinking, I said, where who is it? It's Sasquatch. It's the Sasquatch that my new friend seen out there just a few weeks ago. It's Daniel. So yeah, mind speak is real, guys. It's blowing my mind, and a lot of people are trying to have it's a hard pill to swallow for them, but that's okay. It's not for everybody. I understand that.
I haven't had it, but I'm convinced that they read my mind. They know what I'm thinking. I just don't know what they're thinking. They don't speak to me. Maybe someday they will.
It's definitely never been like a voice that's been in my head. I feel like it's information that's there. Like it's hard to describe on that, but Gina, you're nodding your head yes. Tell me you're feeling the same way here.
I've gotten directions, places to go, when I ask where they are. I've gotten whole downloads of information about how the energy of regret works in the body. Like, it's crazy. I've gotten most of it is like when I'm on the verge of falling asleep, and then I'll hear voices or whatever. But I've gotten the main guy that I have the most contact with, I saw very clearly in my mind the letters KOL, and I think that's probably short for something, but I just call him Cole. And I've gotten the other family members as well. But
nice.
They're not all like crazy long foreign sounding names either. Like there's a baby named Kip.
What I get in my head, I hear like the first time I heard it was like deep and aggressive. I think it's because they wanted me to hear them, and no, it's not, and it's not playtime right now. I'm trying to get through to you. So, and then after I accepted that, well, yeah. So, yeah. Then they started talking normal to me, and when I have conversation, I'll go ahead and tell you, I have conversations out in the woods. I'm very connected out in the woods, and what I do to get the conversation and get this camaraderie, I see their face. I picture their face right in front of me. Be it a person that just my new friend that's seen it out there. She described it to me, so I picture his face, and then that's Daniel. I call him Danny, but he likes Daniel better. So I try to remember to call him Danny. It is funny. It's amazing. It's very amazing to go through this. It's real. It's amazing.
I'll tell you guys, I've actually gotten audio recordings in my house of them like grunting and like growling. I asked them to come in. I turned on, my phone recorder, and I went into meditation, and I was like, "Hey guys, if you want to come in and make some sounds on this little box, that would be great." And I'll sit there in meditation, total quiet, lock the dogs out. There's no noise. And then I'll listen to the recording, and hear grunts and growls, and then I'll hear this sound that sounds like a moth that's like the size of a pigeon, and it's like flying around my head. It's like this buzzing vibration. It's so strange, but I can feel the energy like from the recording, and it's just, man, it's crazy. I love hanging out with these guys. They're so fun. Yeah.
I do too. And you were telling me that, and yes, I hear tapping almost every night right before it. Like I said, I'm in bed, I'm calm, my mind's calming down, and I hear tapping in the closet, and I'm like, okay, Bill, I hear you. Or it could be Danny, Daniel. Sorry, he don't like that, but yeah, it's amazing to have that relationship, that connection. And then a lot of people don't want to talk about it because they're going to say, well, I'm going to be committed. But that's what we need to do. We need to talk about it. We need all our groups. And
absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. That's the problem.
This feels like a safe space.
The believe, people that don't believe, that's the problem. We don't talk about it enough. And my life opened up a few years ago when Mid Florida Bigfoot, Marie Dumont, asked me the question, "Hey, you want to go out to your area where you've seen him?" I was like, "Yeah," because I've never had anybody care about it, and it just from there, it was like a beaver dam when you're trying to clear up that beaver dam, and it starts trickling, and then you get that good stick, and it just flows. Well, that's where my life's been lately, and it's an amazing journey for this, and it's just I love it changed my life. It really changed my life.
Me too. Yeah. I watched Bryan on NCI podcast this past week, and he's got a message for people that are naysayers and think that we're crazy, that they can just suck it. Because they don't know what we know, They
don't know.
They haven't experienced what we've experienced. So they can suck it.
Looks like he's going bonkers over there.
They're just not knowing.
All it takes is that one time. All it takes is that one time.
Yep.
You'll never
know.
One of these days,
suck it.
What's that? Yeah, that was so funny. I was watching him on that podcast. He was
Brenda,
going
do you mind? Do you mind if I ask you?
I don't want to interrupt you guys. You guys are fantastic, and thank you for taking the helm. I was just saying that I need to get a T-shirt made up now. Suck it.
Yeah. Yes.
With a picture of Sasquatch.
What's that, Gina?
Oh, I just wanted to hear more about your experiences.
I have a episode 3 coming. Episode in season 3 coming out. But I've I heard the scream about 3 or 4 months before I actually saw what made the scream. It was similar to that of like a bobcat, but it was longer duration and much more terrifying. It was a god awful, make you want to get right with God kind of noise. And I was out camping by myself with just 2 dogs in the woods that night, and I was terrified. I didn't know to run out of the woods, but I stayed. I thought, oh, my dogs will protect me. And I looked and they were laying there sleeping. They were just sleeping. And I don't, in 20, hindsight's 2020, and all the things I've learned since then, they may have put them to sleep.
Infrasound, yes.
Yeah, they could have put the dogs to sleep, but I sat up, just feeding the campfire, just feeding that, thinking, because I didn't know, what it was made that sound, and I could feel something watching me till almost dawn. The rest of the woods, I didn't hear anything approaching. I didn't hear anything in the woods. Yeah. And but I stuck it out. I stood my ground. I'm like, this is our property, it was my folks' property, and I'm staying. So I did. Had a hatchet beside me the whole time. And and then it was 3 or 4 months later, I saw the first one, and was hanging out with some friends, and went behind the garage. It was actually the same area, and went behind the garage to do some business. This is in the middle of the night. We were hanging out there, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. It was a full moon out, and just in his backyard, he had a goat shed, and there was a space between the goat shed and the woods. And as I was, taking a tinkle, I see this 7, 8 foot, and the moon shone on it. I didn't see its face or anything, but I could see the color. It was reddish brown, and it just walked through that clearing area and on into the woods. I didn't feel threatened at all. And but it was, it was still hard to process what I was seeing.
What area do you live in?
I'm in Southwest Michigan.
Michigan, okay.
I'm in Kalamazoo County.
Did you see red and brown? We have that a lot in South Florida.
Yeah,
red and brown in South Florida, but they're smaller, and they call them skunk apes.
Yeah, well, you'd be surprised how many people think that you only have skunk apes in Florida.
Yeah, we have a lot of different stuff.
Yeah, well, I learned you said that you thought that the Sasquatch are like mid to northern Florida, and then the skunk ape are further south and into the Everglades.
Prominently, yeah, they're down
so yeah,
there.
you basically got 2 different breeds right there.
Definitely the smaller ones.
Yeah, down south.
Skunk apes are smaller, and
most of your reddish brown skunk ape is reddish brown, and they're also they're not 5 toes, they're 4 toes for them. Really? Dave Shealy, I'm wearing a shirt, but Dave Shealy has a few casts of 4 toed. It looks like almost a thick fingered toes type thing that would grasp the mango trees and stuff. It's perfect adapted for that.
Oh yeah, so, absolutely.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, but Gina, that's just the beginning of the Sasquatch connection for me. I've had different like paranormal things happened to me throughout my whole life, but that was just the beginning of the Sasquatch trilogy, or well, I don't know, trilogy, but just the high strangeness with that creature.
The
I thought
Skinwalker Ranch of Michigan.
Oh yeah, that's what Bryan calls it, because there's
Yeah.
they've braided my horse's manes.
Oh yeah.
I've had
Yeah.
last Easter, my horse went down and very intently. This is after dark. Very intently watching something down at the opposite end of her pasture, and I was shining a light down there. It wasn't deer. I wasn't seeing any eye shine or anything. And then she got almost to the end, and I thought, well, where's my dog? I turned my head for about 3 seconds. I said, called my dog, and there she was right there. I'm like, oh, okay. Turned my head back, and I held my flashlight where the horse was. The horse wasn't there anymore. Looking around, shining light all the way around, and then there she is, like right at my end, right back at my end again of the pasture, still standing there with intently looking down at that same area. She didn't run that quick, that far in 3 seconds. She wasn't breathing hard. Her nostrils weren't flaring. She wasn't breathing hard. Had she run that far, that fast in that short of time, she would have been breathing hard. I would have heard her running. And I don't know if she went through a portal or what.
Yeah.
But I know they
it?
like her, and they like to watch her, and they like to braid her mane. They're
Yeah.
that's
What do you think
coming
it
up
is
in the
about
episode.
Michigan? Michigan's such a strange place, and I moved here in, I want to say 2017, and I didn't really have much of anything happen to me before I moved to Michigan. I lived in Detroit, and we ended up going on vacation up to Traverse City, and that's where I had my first UFO sighting over Lake Michigan. And we come home, and the phenomena followed me. I started seeing all sorts of different craft in my backyard, and I lived in Detroit proper, like a mile away from downtown. And it's like I'm coming out in my backyard in the middle of the day, and I look up, and there's like a triangle above my house, and it, just turns around and floats away. And there's just so much weirdness in Michigan. Like, what do you think it is?
We have a lot of precious metals inside, the grounds here. We've got the Michigan Triangle. That's a big phenomena there as well.
Lake Michigan, yep.
I was going to say, there's a few different scenarios with that.
A Bigfoot triangle there by him.
Yes.
Where do you live, Wayne?
I live in Charlotte, so we're talking pretty much in the dead center, middle-ish of Michigan. But
Got it.
Still, in this aspect, whether they travel through or whatnot, I have seen and talked to other people about, their experiences in this area, and it's not just a southern, it's not just a northern thing. It's been sporadically all the way through. So it's definitely interesting to see these things, more and more and more.
Yeah. Well, mine follows me. They can follow you. I went up to Georgia on vacation around Augusta. And I was back in the woods at my buddy's got pine forest, I don't know, 50 some acres, 53, 54 acres. And anyway, I said, I got some time. I'm going to go back there and check it out. He doesn't believe in Sasquatch, but anyway, I went back there and I seen some weird stick structures and trees. And I was like, man, I wonder who's up here. I said, in my mind, I said, Bill, if you're up here, let me know. On my right shoulder, I felt a big hand. It wasn't there where I could see it, but I felt it.
Yeah.
Right when I said, okay, buddy. Okay, I know you're here with me, but yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
They could follow you anywhere. They can go, and it's portals, who knows, but yeah, they can follow you. They can be there right with you anywhere you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the Sasquatch, by the way, that are in that area, normally they know of you too.
Yes.
They communicate. It's hard to go into all this, but yeah, they do. They know you too.
They are well aware of all the people that know that they exist.
Yeah.
And somehow they communicate that to each other.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like the Bigfoot telephone line.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know if they, tap into the collective unconscious or
something.
What they call that?
I was gonna say
Akashic record, or
Yep, the Akashic records. I don't want to say hive mind, but yeah.
But yeah, they all know somehow that we all know.
Yep. They know they know. I think myself, spiritually, I think the higher vibration people and the lower vibration people and entities are separating in these last years, because I do think it's the end times myself. So if you're either one, your high vibrations, which is good, or your low vibrations, which is not good. So, and this is why, another reason why we're seeing all these creatures and hearing all this stuff, because there's stuff going on that I don't know what it exactly, but I think it's the end times, honestly.
But even end times could be the beginning of another time. And that's my feeling on that aspect of it, is we're going to leave away the negative aspect, drop away that, third dimensional everything, push higher into that fourth dimension, into the fifth dimension, and you've got that positivity there. So, I agree with you, but I want to try to bring a different aspect a little bit to it, because I think that it's not the end, but it's the end of certain times that we know.
Yeah, not the end of all, but yeah, it's another, if you want to call it dimension, it's going to be another one. So
the time where we can all thrive.
Yes. And I honestly believe we're going to have communication and see all the Sasquatch in this other realm or dimension that we're going to be in shortly. So
It's happening already with us.
It is. It is, and it's a kind of preparing us is the way I look at it. 100%.
You got fairies, you got gnomes, you've got a lot of other things that rakes. I mean, there's a lot of things that are coming out now because we're finally going through that veil.
Yes.
And anyone
it's a great time to be alive.
It is. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Anyone knows me knows that I want nothing to do with Dogman.
Okay, the Dogman's different.
I want nothing to do with Dogman. No.
Okay.
Rakes are creepy too.
Rakes I don't know about. Dogman now, everybody's scared of Dogman. I was too. With my Sabe, my Sasquatch, I do have, they're protectors, actually, 90% of them. So, but yeah, Dogman, they're not as bad. They're aggressive to let you know something or to get you to do something. But to harm you, Yeah, not so much to harm you, but yeah, it's hard.
Well,
I know it's hard pill to swallow, but yeah, I got we call them duegos, and yeah, I got one named Calvin that in the
gotcha.
same woods. Yeah,
Hmm.
got Calvin. So I heard it. I heard it just as plain as day. So, and yeah, it's some crazy stuff, but
Yeah.
My mom saw one back in the late '80s. Dog man.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like they're aggressive when they do something. It's like right now, it's got to happen,
Well,
and it's going to happen. So
I feel like they're protectors of the, we'll say, indigenous people's land here. I'm Cherokee as well.
yeah,
As far as what I've been taught, the dog man's not there to harm you. But if you step into that protected land, they're going to chase you out. That's their quote unquote job. But,
yeah.
I love doing research, and I'd love to do more research on that topic.
That is interesting.
Me too.
I actually did an episode with my pal Gwendolyn Guthrie a few weeks ago, and it was her and I co-hosting, and we had a good friend of mine named, oh geez, what's her name right now? I can't even remember, but she's an amazing medium, and Megan Tinajero, that's her name, and Gwendolyn had a dogman sighting a few years back, and we decided to ask Megan if she could pick anything up on the energy. And she went in and she said, she was just like, man, this thing is ancient. It's so old. And it's like just survival consciousness, really. It's not too much, pretty low consciousness as far as like interdimensionals go, I guess. But she was like, it's very neutral. Like it just wants to eat and survive, and they live a very long time, but they didn't seem, I mean, at least this one in particular didn't seem negative or positive or anything. It was just, and it seemed more like very, very interdimensional, even though it was super solid, the sighting that Gwendolyn had. So I don't know. I've never seen one. I've seen a shapeshifter, but I've never seen a dog man. So I don't know. I don't know what I'd do if I saw one, honestly.
Think positive thoughts. That's all you got to do. Keep your positivity high. And I feel like in any kind of, that scenario, that you should come off in a good way.
Yeah.
Well, I think with most things, there's good and bad with most things,
Well, yeah.
like not all the forest people are aggressive. Not all of them are docile and non-threatening. I just happen to be, I mean, there's a lot of weird stuff that happens around here, but other than that initial scream that I heard, and it was kind of the only thing I could think of when I heard that was a banshee shrieking. Let's see, I thought it could have been maybe a bobcat, but then after listening to other vocalizations of a bobcat and a lynx, which we don't have lynx here, but we have bobcats here, but this was not a bobcat, no way. But there's
Brenda,
good and bad and everything.
No, I was gonna say that the one thing I didn't talk about too much is like that experience with that juvenile when she first came out to me. We're talking only like 10 feet away. The one thing that she did do is she had kind of crept down, and I had initially said that she was just making these kind of noises, just this almost words, but not. It was kind of like when a cat growls, but like you're saying. But the first thing she did was screech, like you're saying. So it was like this cat like scream almost like a warthog, but then had a depth to it that was different. It was like two tones at one time. And at that aspect is when I was completely froze, and I couldn't do anything at all. And that's where I've done the research, and I believe that was an infrasound reaction. And, you know, that was that scenario. But, you know, definitely spot on with talking about cat-like screams, you know, things like that. You know, you can Google bobcat screams all you want, but, you know, when you're out in that area and, you know, you see and you hear something, your hair stands up on your neck. It's different. It's a lot different.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Normal animal sounds. I mean, I've lived in the country my whole life, and I've never heard a thing like that. And I knew it was no normal animal. Just the duration of it, and you could tell that it was coming from something with a very large lung capacity.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
Yep. About the size of a horse's lung. Yeah. Huge.
Wow.
Yep.
I've only heard calls like that once, and that was that time I went to the Chequamegon Nicollet Forest in Wisconsin, when I had that sighting of the guy who walked past my patio door. The next night we had a little fire in the backyard. I rented a cabin for a couple of days with my family, and we were having a little fire, and like, this is in the middle of the woods. Like, there's nobody around really at all. And we're just sitting there having a good time, and it's very quiet. And all of a sudden I hear this like super loud, long wail. And it was like, ooh.
Oh yeah.
And it
The siren
lasted
call.
like
I've heard that.
two
They
and a half
sound
minutes.
like a siren.
It was the most beautiful thing I've ever heard. I almost started crying. It felt like they were singing to me. And my wife was like, what the hell is that? And I was like, I could tell you, but you probably wouldn't believe me. You know? Like, I knew exactly who it was.
I've heard recordings of that. It sounds like a tornado siren.
Yeah.
Yes.
Was it similar to that?
Yes. And it was super echoey, but it kept going. And then there was another one. And I mean, I live with wolves and coyotes and bears and all sorts of stuff up here. And I've heard either the Sasquatch people imitating them, or I've heard them actually, and it was nothing like that. I had such a primal, weird reaction to it. It's like my hair stood up on the back of my neck, but also I felt so much love for them at the same time.
Yeah.
It was really weird. It was amazing. It was an amazing experience.
Yeah.
I'm just thankful that my first sighting was not as terrifying as that sound.
Yeah, right.
It can be that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it
So-
can be very traumatizing for some. Some people have PTSD from their sightings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or infrasound. Has anybody else had infrasound on here? Had it been affected with infrasound?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was a full on, just, I had full paralysis. I could barely speak, and that was it. I mean, this thing was 10 feet in front of me, and my friend could move fine. And he's like, looking at me, he's like, come on, let's just go. And I was like, I can't move. And he put his hands up in the air, and he's like, roar. And it, she continued off into the woods, or into the cornfield. But it took me like several seconds to gather my, bearings. And
yes,
it was so unlike anything I have ever experienced in my life. And, I've experienced sleep paralysis, but this is on a different level. Have
you, after you had that, did you have dizziness for 2 or 3 days later?
There was random weirdness that I experienced a couple days, afterwards, that I had no,
Yeah,
It was
my
weird.
friend had the same exact thing. This infrasound, he's a big, muscular, strong dude, young, and it dropped him to his knees, and he had dizziness for, I think he said 3 or 4 days after
Wow.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I asked that.
Yeah, I can say it. I feel like it affected me like neurologically for a couple of days.
Yeah. That's
You know,
exactly what he said.
and then between that and then just trying to decipher what I had seen, that was also all going through. So I was just like, it was a big
Yeah.
confusion, but it was fun. It's fun. I love
Yeah,
this.
it's good stuff. It's an amazing journey.
It
We're
is.
on. The knowers are on. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I think
and thanks to Bryan that, you know, we've been able to all, you know, meet each other and kind of
yes.
talk about these experiences. And we've
Hey,
got people
everybody.
like
Yeah.
Jason.
Someone froze.
He froze. Yeah, he froze.
Wing froze.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead, Brian.
All right, guys. Hey, listen. Hopefully you can hear me okay. What
Yes.
can I say
Okay.
to you all? Oh my gosh, one of the best shows ever. This is what it's all about. It really is. I gotta mute this now because I'm able to hear all of you. It's just a
Thank you.
delay. But yes, I see it nodding. This is what it's all about. It is about bringing together this community, being free to talk about it, not having preconceived ideas. And I can't thank you enough for being a part of this podcast show and really taking over the show when I've got technical difficulties on my end. But with that said, I do have to go to work. We got to wrap it up. If we can go around the horn and everybody tell everybody at home where they can contact you, follow you, whatever. Gina, I want people to go to your podcast show, be a guest on your show, all of that. So I'm going to shut up and now go ahead and talk. I'll listen to you and then go ahead and jump into the green room and I'll close out the show when everybody's out in the green room.
Okay, me go? I'll
Sure.
go. All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening to my stories and for having me on. I love talking to all of you. I would like to have you all on my show if possible. But anybody who's watching this, if they want to check out my videos, check out Ether Flows podcast on YouTube. And if you want to reach out as a guest, you can email me. It's on my YouTube page. And I guess that's it. I will see you guys later. I'm going to go out in the woods probably tonight and see what happens. So
Yeah.
thanks a lot, guys. Bye.
I'm going out in the morning.
Oh, awesome.
I'll go, yes, early in the morning.
Bye.
I'll go ahead. If anybody needs to contact me for anything, I would love to hear your story. Get my email. It's Stewie, STEWY time at 4547 at Gmail. Especially if you're in Florida and especially if you had a white Sasquatch sighting, or skunk ape. I would love to hear, and just please contact me. So that's how you get a hold of me.
Thanks for joining, John.
Thank you all. This is a great format. Oh, great podcast. I love it.
Yeah. How about you, Wayne?
Well, you can catch me at exitrock@yahoo.com. That's XITROCK @yahoo.com. Or you can literally put Wayne Ash into your Facebook, Instagram, any of those things. And, you know, I've got some good videos on there for you as well. But thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks for joining. I'm Brenda Goodwin. I've got Facebook, and I'm a moderator in the Bigfoot of America, or Bigfoots of Michigan TV series private group. So, you know, if anyone wants to join that, remember to we don't allow the trolls or the hecklers. You know, it's a safe space for people to, discuss their ideas and their sightings and encounters. So y'all have a good night. Had a good time.
All right. My mic's back on now. I think that's working good. As I was saying, get a hold of Gina, follow her on Facebook, get on her podcast show. That's what this is all about, is supporting this community, getting all this information out there from the eyewitnesses' point of view. So with all that said, thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next week right here on the Bigfoots of America podcast show.